This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 23. Yahushua called them over and responded with an illustration. How can Satan cast out Satan? He asked. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? He will never survive. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and bishop elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren out there teaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the elect out there. I'm the brother Dhamma Gabar, here with another quick lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Yahushai. And as we can see, the further division and dividing of America, from its citizens, from the Democrat, from the Republicans, from black versus white, from the have-nots, the division between men and women, the division between the Labiquita community and the straight community. Everywhere you look in this society and in America is constantly being divided, and it's going to continue to be divided until the point to where, civil war will eventually take place in this country. And even your top, even your president and the vice president, even they're divided. And you can see there's a huge division between, the far right and the far left. Especially after this whole Charlie Kirk situation, which is only going to escalate and get further and further, separated, and to the point to where, civil war will eventually take place here in America, man. It's just one spark away from really igniting this powder keg. And I was reading this article. Check this out. It says J.D. Vance, no unity with groups that wanted conservatives dead. You see, so he's telling you there's not going to be no unity. We can't come together basically with the far left or anybody that's, coming up against this whole Charlie Kirk situation. Basically anybody that's, coming up against their so-called golden boy, Charlie Kirk. He said there can never be no unity between the two, which is what further pushing the division within this country. And I was watching the elder brothers from Karata's video from Las Vegas. Now you even got Elon Musk out there stoking the flames of civil war, and he's out here pumping up these Edomites and the so-called white man to fight back and to take what's theirs. Don't be conquered. You better fight for what you believe in, etc., etc. So there's mass division all over this country, and especially here in America. Hey, and now even your vice president is telling you there's not going to be any unity. So that's just further showing you that, hey, this thing is hot, man. So let's read some of this. It says, Vice President J.D. Vance expressed a lack of interest in reconciling with radical leftist groups who celebrate the recent assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. You see, and who's the leftist? Basically, they're talking about Democrats. And a lot of you individuals out here that are celebrating this guy's so-called assassination, hey, he's telling you there's not going to be no unity. And I was listening to a video earlier today at the Jimmy Dore. Now Trump is trying to establish his own special private army of National Guard troops that can be deployed at any moment when needed to quell rebellions, to quell protests, or to come up against any type of political activism. You see, and who you think that's going to be ultimately used and aimed at coming against is going to be his political enemies, these far leftist groups, protesters, anybody that has an agenda or a talking point that goes against the Trump agenda, that's speaking up against the small hats. Hey, he's trying to establish his own army force to be deployed, rapidly to deal with these particular situations. It says there is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There's no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. He added, there is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination, and there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot into the neck because he spoke words with which they agree. You see, so these devils are telling you it's not going to be no unity with you individuals. It's not going to be with unity with the far left, which is bringing what? Further division, further divide. It says Vance's remarks came in response to dismissive and at times celebratory messages from leftist social media users and radical groups following Kirk's murder. It says Vance directly called out The Nation, a left-wing news platform repeatedly funded by George Soros, for publishing material attacking Kirk. On one such article titled Charlie Kirk's Legacy Deserves No Mourning, read, the white Christian nationalist provocateur wasn't a promoter of civil discourse. He preached hate, bigotry, and division. Well, now if you bring out those talking points and you point that out against this guy, there can't be no unity according to J.D. Vance. And if he feels that way, you know Trump feels that way. You see? Look at it. It says Vance concluded by saying that the real unity is only possible with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable. You see? So hey, these devils are steady stoking the division, which shows you that, you know, these guys are not all loving, they're not sincere, they don't have Christian so-called Christian values, and hey, there's not going to be no unity here in this society or in this country. It's just going to continue to get worse and worse. And this is Isaiah chapter 19 verse 2, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. All right, and this is modern day, spiritually Egypt, America. All right, so the Lord said he will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. You see? And like I said, this article and this guy's sentiment further shows that, hey, this civil war is only going to be further escalated, and ultimately we know this is what these this is what these elites want. The international bankers, they need this chaos. They need people at each other's throat. They need this country divided and fighting against one another, so that people can be further focused on fighting each other over their political views and over their opinions, instead of pointing their direction where it really needs to be pointed at, which is with, you know, these elites and these wicked policies and this corrupted government that's been hijacked by these elites to do their bidding, man. But as we can see, there's no peace coming here to Babylon the Great, man, all right? And this place is not going to be healed. It's going to further spiral more and more out of control. And like I said, this place is just one spark away from completely, imploding, man, and all hell breaking loose. So with that, I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, who put the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you are edified. To the next one, shalom.